What's up everyone, it's your girl Shay here. Welcome to my channel if you are new, and welcome back to my channel if you have been here before. Yes, I know it's been a very long time since I've actually recorded and or uploaded a video, and as you can see by the title of today's video, I am going to be doing a manga review. It's a manga that I actually had mentioned several videos ago, but I finally actually have somewhat finished it, and the title of the manga was a side character's love story. I don't know why I started out with another, but it's titled A Side Character's Love Story. Pretty much the synopsis of this manga is about a girl by the name of Nobuko Tanaka, whom I will refer to only as Tanaka throughout the rest of this video. And pretty much it's about her being in her 20s. She is working at a grocery store in the town that she is going to school in for college, and pretty much is about how she starts to have a crush on another coworker of hers whose name is Eri. Now, Eri is a guy who is very quiet. He's not really shy, but he's very stoic, I guess you could say, but kind of a little bit of a softie too, and he's just as shy as Tanaka is. The course of the manga pretty much takes you through the relationship, from it being just a crush to them being in a relationship to them basically having to solve or resolve everyday typical kind of couple situations that you see couples in everyday life have to go through, and how they navigate those issues. Issues pretty much from them being able to discuss where their relationship is going, to even things as far as like intimacy details between the both of them. Nothing too explicit though. Don't, if you're someone who's not into that sort of thing in your manga or your reading materials, don't worry, this doesn't have that in there. And then of course also trying to navigate the relationship when they're doing long distance, and as well as to see how the relationship is going to progress with them living far apart from each other. I actually really did enjoy this series. Very similar to when I read Sweat and Soap. I like the fact that it didn't have a whole lot of angst or drama in the way that a lot of like high school typical romances are. I like that it had a lot more adult situations that I myself could relate to. And also it had very relatable main characters here. The reason why, at least from what I suspect on why it's called a side character's love story, is because Tanaka, is really not your typical main character that you see in a lot of mangas or animes. She's actually pretty quiet, shy, very reserved sort of a character. She's very much an overthinker. So to me, I very much related to how she is as a character. If she said certain things, she definitely looked at what other people's reactions were and were very worried about how people were going to perceive her. So if she said something in a particular way, she might be like, oh no, did I say that wrong? Maybe I said that incorrectly. Maybe they're going to take it the wrong way. That's pretty much how I related to her as a character. And that was one of the things that really gravitated me towards in the story, as well as got me to continue reading it, just because it did kind of have lulls here and there. As well as what I also liked too was that Eri also wasn't your typical main love interest that you would see in a lot of mangas or animes. He wasn't overly extroverted. He was also just as calm and reserved as Tanaka is, and it was fun able to see them navigate the relationship, starting from a crush to them dating and their confessions to each other of them liking each other, to them navigating the relationship in everyday life, to them navigating obviously some of the drama and angst along the way. Now, a lot of the drama and angst were things that many of us have probably gone through in relationships. Pretty much anything from going to your significant other's workplace, or in this case their colleges, and seeing other people that they are around and kind of wondering what the relationship with these people are like. Maybe you see somebody that hits on your significant other, or you think they're hitting on them, and then you get a little bit self-conscious, right? That was kind of something that Tanaka actually went through and during a certain part of this manga as well. And also trying to navigate, similar angst as making the decision on where you're going to work when you're in the middle of a relationship, which is something that Tanaka and Eri had to go through during the latter half of this series, where Tanaka decides to look for another job instead of her going for her master's, whereas Eri was going to stay in the town that she was already in and seek his master's degree for the degree that he was going for, and them having to navigate her potentially moving further away. that was one of the things that I did enjoy and did like about that, right? Now, while I did enjoy that, that was also kind of something that made it a little bit of a lull. Anytime it got kind of exciting with that drama or that angst, it was kind of resolved pretty quickly, but not in a bad resolved way, sort of quickly, where it just resolved itself and you kind of got nothing out of it. It resolved itself in a very adult way, so you didn't get like the angsty teen situations where it just gets blown way out of proportion and crazy things start to happen, right? It kind of was resolved with them kind of talking about it, kind of a little bit of like Tanaka being in her head at first a little bit about it, but then ultimately her talking to Eri about it and it being resolved in a very, like I said, adult way. One of the other things that I have to say that I also really liked about this series is a lot of the side characters within here. A lot of the characters that Tanaka gets in touch with or is friends with, such as her co-workers at the grocery store. They kind of offered her a lot of support when it came to her crush on Eri and kind of like, you know, pushing her forward and her finally confessing her feelings for him, including also her friends that she actually ends up making at the job that she's at. They kind of help her to navigate some of the things that she has going on in her relationship with Eri and kind of, you know, helping her feel secure, I guess, with them being long distance with each other. But also in some ways, her seeing the issues that long distance can actually cause with a relationship, because one of her other co-workers does have a long distance relationship, which in their case, it ultimately doesn't end up working out. Now, as far as what I would rate this manga, currently with as far as I've gotten into it, and I'll explain a little bit more after that, I'm gonna have to rate this like a probably like a 4 out of 5 stars. I enjoy the aspect of the entire manga. It's a great little comfort read, kind of could be maybe even a quick read also possibly, or maybe even just a read of a manga that you pick up every now and then when you're looking for something a little bit more slow paced, as well as something that's a little bit more not as angsty or drama filled, and you're looking for something that is a little bit more wholesome. It's kind of the easiest way for me to phrase this entire manga. Now, the reason why I rated a 4 out of 5 stars is simply because of the fact that I don't believe this manga is completely finished yet. Where I read this manga was on Kindle Unlimited. They had the first 18 volumes available under Kindle Unlimited, at least at the time that I am recording this video. But where I ended at on the last volume number 18, it didn't feel like it was finished. It kind of felt like there's actually supposed to be more, but as much as I researched online, it seemed like volume 18, the last chapter in there, is the latest update that we have. Even though when I went on myanimelist.net, it says it's actually completed, but I'm wondering if it just means it's actually completed, but the translation getting here to the States is still a little bit behind, which if you're someone living in the States, you already know that it takes some time for mangas to get translated and to come over here. And I'm wondering if that's kind of the same thing with this manga. So I can only just really wait and see, and I'll probably post an updated video if I'm able to finally finish it, but if not, this is pretty much my review of what I've read so far. Now, as far as do I recommend this manga for other people, I do. Like I mentioned before, it could be definitely a read that you read at a slower pace while you're reading something a little bit more exciting with a little bit more oomph in it. But it is definitely a good palate cleanser if you need something that's not as drama or angst filled the complete way through. And if you're someone who's not a fan of stuff that is angsty, this is definitely a really good manga for you to read. So I highly recommend it. I feel like it was a great read for me, reading the first of many mangas on my Kindle exclusively. And if you have Kindle Unlimited, it's a great read that they have all the mangas available for you, so you don't have to worry about trying to buy each volume individually unless that's something that you ultimately really want to do. So overall, yeah, I recommend reading this manga. I'll definitely come back soon with another video. As far as videos that I have in the works that I plan to record soon, one of them is going to be pretty much about my Kindle. I don't think I ever showed you guys my Kindle or explained why I even decided to purchase a Kindle. I also want to do a video talking about fan fiction as well as with book talk, because I've found out some things about myself regarding book talk and fan fiction, and I think it would make a great video. So those are definitely some videos that I have in the works, so look out for those at a certain point. But yeah, that's the video that I have for you guys. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll come to you guys soon with a brand new video. If I look like there's black underneath my eye, it's because I was eating earlier and then touched my eye after I had been touching hot peppers, so my eye was burning. But yeah, that's what I have for you guys. Also, I have links down below to all my social media accounts, my Instagram, my Twitter, and of course also my TikTok and also my Threads account, so feel free to check me out on there. And like I always tell you guys, stay positive, stay nerdy in today's day and age, stay healthy, and of course please stay safe. And yeah, I'll see you guys soon with a brand new video. Bye.